Hi, Christian. This is Adrienne. I was just calling you back because I got a voicemail.
Yes, Adrienne, how are you doing?
I'm doing okay, thank you. How are you?
I'm doing well. I am calling. We got a tip regarding an online post that was considered threatening, and it led back to some accounts that you have.
Okay.
Or not necessarily accounts that you have, but to phone numbers and emails that might be associated with you or people you know.
Okay.
Do you have children? Do you have any teenage children?
I do.
Do you have a son named Ethan?
I do.
Okay. Does Ethan does Ethan have any firearms?
Not that I know of, no.
Okay. Well, I'll just share with you kind of what the complaint came in as. On a social media account, there was pictures of a rifle and a magazine with, and I'll have to find it here, but words to the effect of, finally got my hands on one of these, 150 days till I'm going on a rampage kind of language. Does he have access to any firearms?
Not that I know of.
Okay. Does he have social media accounts?
I'm not sure. I have to double check on that too.
Okay. Are you still in Moses Lake area, or did you move to Seattle area?
We recently relocated, so we're currently living in the Seattle area, yes.
What is your current address?
I actually don't have that readily available because we just relocated, and actually we're getting ready to relocate again, so.
Okay. Well, let me pull up a couple of things here and see if any of this sounds familiar. So the Twitter account that's since been deleted was called Cool Mitchy Gamer, CoolMichyGamer. Does that sound familiar?
No, that doesn't sound familiar to me, but I wouldn't know. I really don't know what's going on online, so.
Okay.
I guess he's saying he doesn't even have a Twitter account, so I'm not sure that's even possible.
Okay. Let me look at a couple others here. Is he there with you now?
Yes, he is.
Would you feel comfortable putting on speakerphone so I could ask him some of these questions?
Oh, not at this time, sir, no.
Okay.
That's my child.
No, I understand. And we're not looking to get people in trouble. We're looking to keep things, any violence from happening. And if there's somebody who needs help, we want to help them get that help. So we're trying to avoid any bad things from happening, if that makes sense, rather than trying to get people in trouble right now. There's another Twitter account, but if he's saying he doesn't have any Twitter accounts, then I don't need to tell you that one. Let me ask you about now. Are you still in a relationship or married to Jaron Pico?
We're currently separating. We're going our own ways. I'm working on finding some shelter or housing for my son and I, so that way we can leave the situation safely.
Okay. does Ethan have an email address? Ethan Casquez at gmail.com.
I don't know about that either. I would have to double check on that. I would just like to add that my devices, my technological devices, have been hacked, and all of the functions on there have been compromised, so I don't know if that has anything to do with it.
Okay. One of these accounts is associated with the phone number 253-402-0829. Is that Jaren's phone number?
I honestly can't tell you right off the top of, or the back of my hand. I have to double check.
Okay. Okay. Are you comfortable asking Ethan if he's ever posted pictures of a firearm online?
No, not at this time, sir.
Okay. Well, Adrienne, we need to resolve this. One way or the other. If he again, I'm not looking to get anybody in trouble here. I'm just trying to resolve a potential issue.
Okay, so what about the hacking and the devices being compromised? Because I know I mentioned that and I didn't get an answer in that regard.
Well, that's possible, but we're seeing enough things from different accounts with different emails and different phone numbers that are tying to you and to Ethan's email and Jaren's phone number that it seems unlikely that somebody hacked in and planted all this.
Okay,
now,
well, I have the evidence to prove otherwise, and I advocate on my YouTube channel almost every single day because we are victims of a phishing scandal or, some sort of a corruption scandal, a systemic corruption scandal that's been going on for a while. So you can start by answering that question. If, you want to interrogate me and ask me all of these questions, well, the phones have been hacked. We're victims of a systemic corruption scandal, and so therefore every device in the household has been compromised. So we can start right there.
But I think the easier place to start is to ask your son if he did this.
There's no need to ask him. There's no need to ask him because I can tell you right now he didn't.
You can't even tell me if your son has a social media account. Or at least you told me you couldn't.
Well, I don't know off the top. Like I said, I don't know. Unless I have it right in front of me, which I do not, then I'm not going to be able to tell you. So this feels like an interrogation that is entirely unnecessary.
So somebody, I'm not going to say it's your son, somebody posted a picture of a firearm online and says they're about to go on a rampage. So does that seem unnecessary to you? That I should be calling to find out who it is?
Well, people do have the right to defend themselves, and they also do have the right to be on social media. If that was my son or not, I could not tell you either way.
Well, that's why I'm calling, because I'm trying to find out. And I'm not talking about self-defense, because if it is self-defense, well, great. Let's figure out what he needs defense from.
Well, if he needs to defend himself at all, I would say Again, we can start with the phones being hacked and the devices being compromised. So whoever's responsible for tracking and monitoring us and compromising our devices and our lives and our safety, that's where we can start.
Well, then I will tell you that you are welcome to come into the FBI field office in Seattle and file a complaint, and you can submit your phones and things there for an investigation into your phones.
Well, that sounds wonderful. That's where we can start then.
Okay, but I'm in Spokane because this is where it originally looked like you were in Moses Lake still. So I'm trying to figure out, get to the bottom of these online posts. Are you able to help me with that?
I'm not sure I'm going to be able to help you at all, sir. It sounds like we're just not going to be able to get really far with this.
Okay. Well, then I've got these posts that are coming back to accounts that are tied to Ethan's email address, Jaren's phone number, and I'm not getting any help from you.
I called you back, sir. I feel like that's doing a lot, actually. That's really responsible of me.
Yes, and I appreciate that, but you're not answering my questions.
I feel like I have answered your questions. I don't have access to my son's accounts, and right now, as it stands, he's saying he doesn't even have an account, so I don't know how else I can help you or what I can do to help you. I don't even know why are you even calling? People have the right to post pretty much anything they want online.
No, they don't. There's a law against online threatening communications.
I'm sure there is. Is there a law against gang stalking?
I don't know what that means. What does that mean?
Okay. So that's exactly and precisely where I'm going to have to cut you off. And if you have any other further questions, I'm not going to be able to help you at all.
Well,
I would like to, but it just doesn't seem like we're going to see eye to eye. From where I'm standing, it looks like you're trying to either frame me or frame my son for something neither one of us have even done, or
Look, I told you I'm not trying to get anybody in trouble. I just need to
know, my son was going through some sort of a crisis, and the police were called out. At that time, nobody offered to help my son.
Well, what I'm saying is, unfortunately, these things happen all the time. They happen too often. And somebody might post something online, and we go talk to them, and they say, "Hey, yeah, that was me. I'm sorry. It was just a joke." And we say, "Okay, it's not funny. Don't do it again."
Well, I'm not even sure what you're referencing. I've never seen anything like that. All I know is that, like I said, when he was in the middle of his crisis, it seemed to me like the police were happy that he was, going through the things that he was going through at the time. They didn't do anything to help. They certainly didn't offer any domestic violence resources. They didn't offer any suicide prevention resources. They didn't offer anything at the time.
Well, if you'll tell me what's happening, I am happy to do what I can to connect you with those resources. We have victim specialists that are employed by the FBI that can connect victims of crimes with resources to get them help.
Okay, well, like I said already, the devices were hacked in 2021. Since then, every single aspect of our life is being exploited. We are being blackmailed. We are being blackmailed, and that's what I feel like is happening right now. That's what I feel like this entire discussion. And everywhere we go, we are being tracked and we are being monitored. So even in the event that my son did say something like that, more than likely it is out of self-defense. We are not getting the resources that are supposed to be readily available, and for whatever reason, it just seems to be one gigantic joke to try to frame our family, to try to frame me, or to try to frame my son, or to try to get us in trouble in some regard. And again, if I was hiding something, if I was afraid, if I was breaking the law, I wouldn't have even bothered calling you back.
Now I understand that, and I appreciate that you did call me back. What I'm what I'm just trying to do is I'm trying to figure out who made the post and why. And so if somebody makes the post and they were in the middle of a crisis, I want to get them help. If they're out of the crisis now and they say, yeah, I made this post when I was in the middle of the crisis, I don't have any plans to carry out a violent attack. I don't have access to firearms.
He doesn't have any access to firearms. He does not have access to firearms. I do not have access to firearms. And so there's the answer to your question.
Okay. Can you answer my other question? Has he made any posts online about firearms?
Absolutely not. He doesn't have access to a firearm, sir. I just said that. Why would you ask me the same question? I just told you that.
Because maybe he found a picture of a firearm online.
Well, that would be my guess. Yeah, if that's even true. Well, I don't believe that that's even the case. So I feel like you don't have a case here, sir.
Look, all I'm asking, will you just ask him right now if he posted a picture of a firearm online?
Did you post a picture of a firearm online?
No.
He said no.
Okay. Okay. Well, then I think we're done. I hope that the information you've given me is truthful and accurate. Heaven forbid, and if you've watched the news, there are times where young people go out and they do something horrible and violent.
Yeah, and he struck me. It was horrible and violent what he did to me when he was in the middle of that crisis. So I don't need to watch the news, sir. I'm aware.
But when kids go out and commit a shooting, and the parents could have done something to stop it, the parents have been charged with crimes and they go to prison.
Totally understandable, sir.
And so if we can do something to stop a potential threat, and you have not helped us, or you have obstructed us.
I've answered all of your questions, sir.
Yes, you have. And I appreciate that. I just want to make sure that everything is 100% truthful.
As far as it stands right here, yes, it is.
Okay. Well, I appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Bye.